Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For the first time, I would like to say many thanks to our lecturer, Mr. Lauri Muhammad Idrus SPD MPD, who has given me a chance to make this video to fulfill my assignment in seminar. Well, uh, the honorable of the examiners, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Rabiatul Adawiyah, NIM 170230056. Well, the title of this proposal is Improving Student Speaking Ability by Implementing Self-Direct Dialogue at the second grade of SMA Negeri 1 Kolaka. Well, in this proposal there are 3 chapters. We will move to the first chapter 1. Background of the study. According to Liley 1998 in Bertram 2000 states that speaking skill is a language that is used as a means of communication with others, which have an important role and is regarded as a skill that must be done or mastered by students. And then there are many reasons why the student why practicing speaking is difficult for the student. The first, because they have low motivation of learning. It's very influential in the process of learning. So the teacher must make their lesson more interesting, and then the student don't boring. And then the second one is because they lack of self-confidence. When the student lack of self-confidence, they are afraid to speak up in the classroom, especially speaking in English, so they are afraid to make a mistake. So the teacher must assuring them by saying that we can also learn by the mistake we made. And then the second is the next is because the reason for choosing the topic. The reason for choosing the topic because this method is very how to say, like, the reason for choosing the topic. English as a foreign language is difficult to the student to learn, but it's important language for doing everything in the world, and then they also have to face the English national examination. By using self-direct dialogue, it can help students to learn new vocabulary, improve their speaking skill, and to boost their confidence in English conversation. Next, significance of the study. For the English teacher, the result of the study is expected to motivate the teacher to be more creative, so the teacher will be more enthusiastic. And then for the students, it gives them to a new experience in learning English, especially in speaking. And then the definition of terms. Speaking is a productive skill, can be directly and frequently observed, according to Brown 2004. Self-direct dialogue is a role-playing activities of learning simulation in English class, which is done by group learning. And then the next, review of related theories. Concept of speaking. Brainy 1984 defines speaking as a two-way process between speaker and listener, and involves the product skill and receptive skill of understanding. The concept of speaking skill. According to Rivers 1978, speaking skill is developed to the first contact with the language. The next, previous research of speaking through self-direct dialogue concept. The concept of self-direct dialogue is the students are asked to play a role in which the situation of the conversation is built around the focal point, or we can also call as verb. So far, Joyner 1977 it says that Self-dialogue, however, call for students to work in person, place the responsibility for communication. So, this method, self-direct dialogue, is like the conversation between two students. They make a conversation uh, according to the proof. The proof is something like the themes. For example, the proof is um, describing people. So they talk each other and ask each other about describing people, maybe their close friend, their uh, parents, their best friend, and any else. And then after they how to say after they talk and ask each other, one of them will summary or what they get with their friends in the conversation or dialogue. This is the procedure of self-direct dialogue technique. Okay. Okay. The research method. Research design. This research was intended to find out the result of applying self-direct dialogue technique as a media to increase on the problem faced by students when they were in speaking class. Identification of the problem. Based on the research that had been conducted by research, she found that most students in the second grade of SMA Negeri 1 Kolaka have difficulty in speaking, especially in grammar, vocabulary, fluency, and pronunciation. Research gave students tests of speaking by asking them to describe someone's personality. And then the problem solution that was conducted by the research was by teaching speaking through self-direct dialogue. The teacher taught the student based on the lesson plan. Then the research notes important things related to the teaching learning process. After that, the research distributed the questionnaire to the student to find out whether the student felt interested in this technique or not. Next is research procedure is planning the action, implementing the action, observing the action, and then the instrument of the research is observation sheet, speaking test, and questionnaires. Well, I think enough and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.